With Mahito being officially gone from the story in both the anime and manga, I thought it appropriate to finally comment on his potential and more specifically the things that kept Mahito from reaching his full potential and what I think that full potential caps at. His curse technique, growth as a curse, and ability to perceive what most can't, that being the soul, put Mahito, no matter which way you look at it, as a gigantic threat to the Jujutsu Kaisen universe. That's all that really needs to be said before we get started. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as I'd greatly appreciate it. And I have tons of other Jujutsu Kaisen content on my channel you can check out after this one. It's admittedly a bit hard to tell where I should start here, but one of the most obvious things that held Mahito back was the main character Yuji Itadori. I mean this kind of on a meta level, because Yuji's presence in Mahito's life presents a pretty big barrier for Mahito's growth, mentally and by proxy as a user of Jujutsu. Let's start with a pretty obvious reason for Yuji hindering Mahito. When Yuji is around, Mahito can't use his domain expansion because Sukuna will get mad and exercise him. This is a fairly large hindrance as well, and I'd bet my entire life savings this is the only reason Yuji is able to survive any encounter he has with Mahito. We see during their first meeting, Mahito couldn't transfigure his soul on two separate occasions because of Sukuna that both would have been fatal. One normal touch and the other inside his domain even after the barrier was broken. In Shibuya, even with this nerf to Mahito's position, Mahito touches Yuji with his palm 3 separate times, and had it not been for Sukuna, any 3 of these would have been fatal. One thing this leads to that probably isn't as big of a deal as I'm making it is Mahito believing Yuji is his natural enemy due to his ability to hurt the soul. I don't want to say this is a direct mental nerf because I think that's a misuse of the term, but if we take Sukuna's word for it, comparing yourself to another being leads to weakness and stunts growth. And as we all know, Yuji and Mahito have this whole I'm you, you're me dynamic. Mahito even goes as far as saying there's no way for Yuji to beat him without recognizing that they're the same. Aside from this, Mahito's mental state is in the correct place to grow stronger. The soul is a mix of will and instincts. The extent to which it affects your life shouldn't be dictated by others, or him saying if you're hungry, eat, if you hate, kill. A direct quote from Mahito, similar to Sukuna's, I've never needed anyone to satisfy me. I eat when I want to eat, play with what amuses me, and kill whoever's in my way. I live as befits my nature. If no one can grasp that, then that's their problem. And we all know Sukuna is the peak of sorcery in every way, at least in the ways of understanding and executing it. Gojo might have better cursed energy efficiency with his 6 size, but Sukuna is second to none in this category outside of him, and I mean, come on, it's Gojo after all. I did use a different translation of what Mahito said. If you want the official one, it's not much different. He says, spirit is a blend of impulse and reason. You shouldn't be told by others how to balance the two. Coupling this with Mahito's general disregard for life in general, and you have a almost complete replica of Sukuna, at least mentally. I don't want this to be confused with me saying that just because Mahito has this mentality that he can get limitlessly stronger, there should obviously still be limits to his strength, such as his overall cursed energy and cursed energy output. There is an interesting quote from the Jujutsu Kaisen fanbook where Gege is asked if when Sukuna was alive, was he a curse user? Gege's response is that you could say Sukuna is a curse user, but they think he's closer to being a natural disaster. This is coupled with the book also mentioning Sukuna has no particular dislikes since he doesn't really care about anything other than himself. I'll swing back to the other part of this in a second, but for now, let's focus on Gege calling Sukuna a natural disaster, because as it just so happens, we have a group of curses formed from the fear of natural disasters that we can talk about. In chapter 20, when mentioning their birth, Mahito calls them what people fear the most and says the earth, the forest, the sea. People have always feared them. The cursed energy directed at them was so massive that before they could take form, they gained consciousness and remained in hiding. Now, Mahito is normally grouped in with these guys as a disaster curse, but he really isn't. Mahito was born from the fear of humans, but that's not what's important right now. What I'm getting at is that more fear was directed at Jogo, Hanami, and Dagon before their birth than Mahito, since Mahito just literally says they are what people fear the most. It also makes sense because they were all born stronger than Mahito. Dogon was using domain expansion as a cursed womb. Jogo also used it before Mahito, and Hanami never got a chance, but we know they have one. So it stands to reason that with the right mentality, all of these curses should have more potential than even Mahito. But that's exactly the problem. None of them have the right mentality. Mahito will continue to grow. That's why you propped him up as the leader. Hanami says that to Jogo, and it directly reflects the opposite of the mental state that should be held on to, which is what Sukuna scolds Jogo for while also mentioning his potential. Humans flocking together, curses flocking together, comparing themselves to those around them leads to weakness and stunts their growth. You should have burnt everything you desired to Ascender to reach the heights of Satoru Gojo and not worry about the future or identity, but you lack the hunger to take hold of your desires. This is important in relation to them all for a couple of reasons. One is that Jogo had his growth stunted, and that's something we can kind of see on full display. His first real opponent, being Satoru Gojo, put Jogo in a place mentally where he was scared to get out of it. Not summoning his domain on Sukuna because of what happened when he fought Gojo, where we see in his fight with Gojo, he's a completely different type of guy. Jogo gets mad and the volcano in his head literally starts erupting. He was dumping his entire arsenal on Gojo, using volcanoes to try and catch him from behind, using sonic attacks from his ember insects, and most importantly, expanding his domain since he isn't able to hit him. This situation with Sukuna is the same, but he's not willing to pull the trigger. He's scared to open his domain, even though this time, the only thing he needs to do is land a hit on him, and he can't do that. Mahito, in the same situation, sets his fear aside and uses a domain even though it touched Sukuna's soul. Mahito has his monologue in front of Sukuna, who clearly isn't interested in what he's saying, but I think saying Sukuna didn't attack Mahito because he respected this move isn't too bad of an interpretation. Even with Sukuna being a super narcissist, he still gives credit where it's due to his opponents, and Mahito is right in front of him and he's not doing anything, even in his innate domain, when he definitely could if he wanted to. Todo and Yuji both counter Mahito's domain in their own ways, and I think it's safe to say Sukuna is faster than those two, but regardless, Jogo's uncapped potential is around Gojo's level. So I don't think it's really fair to say Mahito's potential is at the same level as Jogo's true potential, given that he's born from less fear and Jogo's potential was always lessened by his trash mentality. The statement of Mahito being propped up as the leader because of his potential to grow stronger is also invalid, because that's an assessment made by Jogo according to Hanami, who, as I just went over, has always had his potential hindered. So with that all finally being said, I think it's safe to say Mahito is held back by his curse technique and the reason he was born. Not in the way that it's hindered him in the actual series yet, but more so a problem he would have eventually run into as he continued to grow. I know this statement doesn't specifically apply to curses, but it should be true to them as well, where Gojo tells Yuji that around 80% of sorcerer's skill set comes from their innate talent. Since some curses, and especially these curses, are born with curse techniques engraved into their body, I think it's fine to apply the same sentiment to them, and it sort of makes sense why Mahito would be weaker than the likes of the disaster curses, at least on a meta level. If Sukuna is believed to be correct and living like a calamity is the way things are meant to be to get stronger, it makes sense that a lot of the stronger people in the universe have curse techniques or traits like calamities. Jogo, Hanami, and Dogon are all obvious, but think about it. Gojo controls space with his limitless curse technique. Kashimo controls lightning with his cursed energy trait. Megumi can control the shadows, or darkness itself if you think about it. There are tons of people with curse techniques that set them up to be powerful, and they only need to take hold of a better mental state to actually accomplish insane growth. If you don't want to be spoiled on the manga, skip to this timestamp, but Sukuna's taking Megumi's body perfectly shows this to be true. He starts merging beasts together on a far greater scale than Megumi ever did. He starts using Shikigami techniques without actually bringing out the Shikigami, which is fantastic by the way. Gojo even mentions a move like that requires skill on his level. And most importantly, Sukuna managed to tame Mahoraga. To be clear on what I mean by living like a calamity or natural disaster, think of how something like that interacts with the rest of the planet. It's a blatant disregard for everything else. A tornado rips through a city unbiasedly. Wildfires burn until they burn out. And tsunamis wash away any and everything that the wave crashes into. You don't see a tornado looking at a tsunami and telling it that they are the same or the tsunami is its natural enemy. I'll reiterate this again using another quote directly from the manga. I've seen it. Sorcerers, cursed spirits, and strong fighters all get driven over the edge by the same thing. Overwhelming aggression that blinds them to everything else, like a calamity. This is what Uro says to Yuta at the end of their fight. This has changed this translation in the release of the actual volume this chapter comes in. You're probably used to hearing that as, what surpasses the horizons of sorcerers, cursed spirits, and strong fighters is overwhelming aggression that disregards all else like a calamity. I actually don't know why they changed this. The original translation is much better and it fits with the context of what Uro is telling Yuta. She's telling him about how he's reaching his limit and then saying how she knows of something that transcends past that. Even in other reputable translations, they echo this sentiment. I've seen it all before. Sorcerers, cursed spirits, it doesn't matter. The only ones who are able to transcend beyond merely being strong are those with an overwhelming sense of self and a complete disregard for others. Natural disasters. It is possible that what Uro is saying here could be interpreted as the people who live this way have no limits on their strength and can only grow stronger no matter what, which is fine if you interpret it that way. That being said though, I think where Mahito would hypothetically cap out at is a bit harder to decipher without taking Sukuna's statement about Jogo and running with it, but I'll get back to that in a minute. I think this can go pretty well into another thing I think held Mahito back, and that simply being his age. It's easy to forget due to Jujutsu Kaisen's fast-paced story that things are happening very quickly in the actual universe as well. Even up to the current point in the manga, only a little over 6 months have passed since the beginning of the story, and we don't get introduced to Mahito until chapter 20, and even then he's still called a child. One thing about Mahito is that he constantly experiments with his curse technique in order to figure out what he can and can't do with it. He shows Junpei an experiment he conducted where he figures out how big a human can get, along with how small a human can get by transfiguring the shape of their soul. Even in his first fight with Yuji, we see Mahito evolving, taking on what he calls a purer, more inspired form to unalive, and turning his arm into a bunch of blades. Then in their second fight, Yuji mentions how Mahito has more moves now, like delayed transfiguration, body dismemberment, and merging. Mahito has the advantage of having his curse technique be used by another high-level Jujutsu sorcerer to better determine his potential here as well with Kenjaku. When Kenjaku takes Mahito, he explains how he can extract a curse technique from the curses he absorbs that are semi-grade 1 or higher using maximum Uzumaki. After firing the technique and acquiring Mahito's idol transfiguration, Kenjaku uses it almost right away and explains that the quality of the cursed spirit's technique ceases to grow at the moment they are absorbed by cursed spirit manipulation. Since Mahito had just hit 2 black flashes, he had grown in his fight with Yuji. Kenjaku does mention how he wanted Jogo to grow as well, but that's whatever. What's really important here is Kenjaku's use of auto transfiguration. He apparently remotely casted the technique on 2 types of non-sorcerers who had already been marked. The people who had ingested cursed objects like Yuji, and the people with cursed techniques whose brains were meant to be non-sorcerers like Junpei. To the latter, he adjusted their brains for sorcery, and to the former, he gave strength as vessels. I don't think I really had to explain how busted something like this is. Remote casting a curse technique literally gets rid of the weakness Mahito has, where he has to touch the person with the palm of his hand to activate his technique and transfigure their soul. I'm not entirely sure about this next statement, but unless I'm mistaken, there would be no way for Mahito to be affected by Sukuna if he transfigured Yuji's soul through a method like this. If he doesn't have to make direct contact with Yuji's soul, and by proxy Sukuna's, then I don't see how Sukuna could counter from inside of Yuji in order to stop him from doing it. It's also not like this is out the realm of possibility either. Like Kenjaku says, Mahito's curse technique stopped growing in quality once he got absorbed. To implement a method like this, he just need to mark his targets like Kenjaku, which is done via some other method than idol transfiguration since Kenjaku didn't have it, and then Mahito would need to up his skills on barrier techniques, but Not even to the level of Kenjaku or something, that'd be ridiculous. He'd only need to make them good enough to be able to transfigure Yuji with remote activation when he's in his general area, and he'd be in the clear of Sukuna. I think I've made myself pretty clear though. I don't think I could continue this video without getting really redundant. To reiterate what held Mahito back, number 1 is Yuji, because of Sukuna being inside of him and his ability to perceive the soul. Number 2 is Mahito believing he had a natural enemy due to this, and the constant comparison he tries to force on Yuji. Number 3 is his own curse technique and genetic makeup, and number 4 is his young age and inexperience. Beyond that, if you want to see a video on what Mahito would look like if he unlocked his full potential, I recommend watching Broken Ronin's video on the topic. It's like 40 minutes and way more in depth than I would ever be willing to talk about this creepy curse guy.